Hi friends, good afternoon. Today's Friday. I've uploaded the 2 ingredient scone recipe and the shopping haul, so that should be with you well, the scone's already with you. The very quick shopping haul one will be with you as well very shortly. So today I was going to get out in the garden. All morning it's been beautiful and sunny. I thought, right, we'll get out in the garden and we'll do some planting. Get the polytunnels over, sort that out. The minute I finish, literally the minute I finish work and come downstairs, the sun went in. It's gone very, very windy and howling wind outside. So I thought, right, well, I'll do that recipe that I was going to do with you anyway. So gardening will have to wait for another day. It's too windy out there to film. So I'm going to do a recipe with you today that is another pantry recipe. I costed all the ingredients up and it came to £2.56 altogether. If I add, these are optional, and if I add the spices in, you're literally talking about a penny, because you're just doing a sprinkle of each. But if I generously add 4p to that, you're not talking any more than £2.60 for this meal, and it will serve 4 people. It's a Middle Eastern recipe, and it's definitely worth a try. It really will. Cost wise, it's very much worth a try. So yeah, next meal in the pantry series we're doing today. So I will turn the camera around now so you can see what I'm doing. I've got it on a different place today, on a table, so I will have to just kind of maneuver you around a bit while I try and get it where it needs to be, and then we'll take it from there. So I'll be back in a second. So friends, I hope you can see this all right. I have tried to get it at the best angle I can for us. So what we've got is a cup of rice, basmati, long grain, jasmine. Any of those 3 will be absolutely fine. So we've just got a cup, as in one of these measuring cups. We've got a cup of macaroni. You can use the elbow macaroni or the straight macaroni. I don't think you can see that, can you? Like I've got here. Either or. 1 onion, white, red, yellow, brown. It really doesn't matter. Carton of passata, tomato passata. White vinegar. Some garlic granules. Some coriander. Now if you don't like coriander, you can change it and put cumin in. I hate to tell you, but if you don't like coriander or cumin, there's just no hope, is there? One or the other. Or just leave both out, it's fine. We're all easy here. And some chilli flakes. Those 3 are going to be put in the passata to flavour it up a bit. So if you need to leave anything out, you can do. Because I'm cooking a few different things all at the same time, I am going to be putting my rice in the Instant Pot using the rice facility. I'm going to put the macaroni in a pan just on the stove. And in here, which I forgot to mention, I have a tin of chickpeas, which I've just rinsed and drained. You don't have to warm them through, you can just serve them cold if you want. But seeing as I have to warm the green lentils up, I'm just warming them both up at the same time. So I've got a tin of rinsed, drained green lentils in here. So we've just literally used chickpeas and green lentils. There we go. Rinsed and drained. And now then, the chickpea water, the juice oh, wrong tin, sorry guys. the juice that the chickpea water is in, when you're draining that, save that, drain it into a jug, because that's called aquafaba. And aquafaba can be used as an egg substitute. So you can save that, put it in a little tub and put it in the fridge. Use that as an egg substitute. So, you know, absolutely fabulous. Just Google it for the measurements of how much aquafaba equals an egg. And that, depending on what you're baking or what you're cooking. And it's just another tip, isn't it? Put it in the fridge and keep it for using as an egg substitute. I am just going to grab my little pan for the macaroni, because I don't want too much going on the hob. So I've already put some water in the Instant Pot, so I'm just going to pour the rice in there now. Just give it a quick mix so that it's not just all clumped in one spot. There we go. So we'll make sure our seal is on the lid. Just pop that in the groove there. If you have an Instant Pot like my daughter, where you've got like a knob like this here, you'll have sealing and vent, so you need to make sure you're turning that to sealing. Mine's automatic on mine. So to release the pressure quickly, you'd press that, but we're not going to might not need to do that today, we'll see. So I'm just going to pop that on. I'm sure it doesn't take 15 minutes, I'm sure it takes 10 minutes, but anyway, I'll leave it because I will just let the steam release by itself. Just grab a little pan, if I can do that without disturbing the camera. All my cupboards are really old and worn now. A few years ago we took all the doors off, sanded them down and repainted them, and re-oiled all the hinges and everything. And all the paintwork is all rubbing off now, so I need to get these doors repainted. So I'm going to pop the macaroni on. I don't like to have the big one on a smaller pan, but I'm just going to have to in this instance. So I'm going to put the lentils and the chickpeas on just on a medium heat, just to warm through. I don't want them, they don't need to cook because they've already cooked, haven't they? They're canned, so that's that. I will pop the the water on to boil for the macaroni. You just got to think it through because you're doing a few things at the same time because you've got a lot going on. I'm just going to salt that water. So that's that done. I did actually forget to mention flour. So we don't need a lot. It is only to coat the onions. So again, we're literally talking a couple of pence, 10 pence at the most that you can add to this. It's still under the £3 mark, even with the flour. Still under £3 to feed 4 people. So what's that, about 75 pence, isn't it? Just absolute per portion, absolutely fabulous. So I'm just gonna, made my flour spilling again. I'm just gonna pop a little bit of flour in that bag. You'll see why in a more. What I really should have done before I switched the camera on was to prepare the onion, shouldn't I? I should have got that sliced, peeled and sliced, really. So I need to grab a little frying pan. Sorry about all the noise and the banging. I would use my cast iron skillet, but I've got a lot going on the hob at the moment, and that's very big. I do need to treat myself to a smaller cast iron skillet because I don't particularly, me personally, I don't like these so-called non-stick frying pans. They never really worked well for me. I know everyone's different and everybody has their own preferences, don't they? That's why it's good that we have so much choice. But I do prefer my cast iron to cook with. I just think food has a better flavour to it. This one's hard to peel, so I'm just going to have to take that first layer off just to get it off, so that I'm not wasting too much time. It'll all go in the bag for stock, doesn't get wasted. So all I'm going to do is just slice. Now if you wanted to season the flour, you could do. Just add that bit more flavour. I'm just going to pop that in here, and then I'll pop it in my freezer bag later that's in the freezer. Just add that to the rest of the peelings for my stock. So all I'm going to do is pop this. You could just do this in a tub, a dish, so you're saving rather than use a bag. I just didn't want to be in and out of the cupboards, keep getting dishes out and things. So I'm going to grab so we've coated the onions now. Where on earth is my oil? I could use my ghee, couldn't I? I'll not dig that out now. I don't know where I've put it. Just a little bit of oil, not a lot. We are going to reuse this oil when we put the passata in this pan. So I'm just going to warm this up now, get this oil heated. I might just have to have a little bit more oil than that. I'd say about 2 tablespoons. I didn't factor the oil into the price. I didn't really factor the spices in either, because it's something that I always have in and I'll use for dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of meals. So one of these will cost like a fraction of a penny every time I use them. The oil, I've always got oil in, using oil or using butter or something like that. So don't tend to factor those into the price. But again, it's still going to be under £3, isn't it? Even if you add the oil and everything else. So that noise you heard was just the Instant Pot getting up to pressure. Just going to see if that's not quite hot enough. It's getting there. So yeah, we'll fry the onions till they're quite well fried. We want them a bit crispy. And the water for the macaroni is nearly boiling now. So that will be going in a moment. That's getting up to temperature now. That's starting to bubble. So I'm just going to pop these onions in. Probably should have shaken up a little bit more flour than that. Might just save the other half of the onion for later. I'll cook that fresh for when husband's home for his tea. So, right, that's boiling now. Get my dongs. Where are they? Where are these little ones? These are a bit more easier to handle. So we're just going to fry these till they're quite crispy. So this This dish is called Koshari, and it's a really good, it's a staple food in Egypt. It's one of Egypt's favourite dishes. I just wanted to cook it because it was a pantry item, sorry, a pantry meal, and it's got lots of different elements in it, and it's really tasty. The other sort of pantry meals I've done with you are very quick, throw together. They're like midweek when you've got home from work or whatever, and you just don't want to be spending ages cooking. This is a little bit more time consuming, but it's still a very easy recipe to make. It's just a case of, I think, setting everything out and preparing it first before you start. That just makes it a little bit easier. These are crisping up nicely now. Let's turn that down a little bit. And then I will just pop these in a dish and pop them to the side. They're just for serving up afterwards. Just for top, putting, like, sprinkling on top of the dish, if you will. So that's that. So I've got 12 minutes left on the rice yet, and to allow the pressure to come down as well. So I might have to just not put the macaroni on just yet, because that will only take about 8 to 9 minutes. Macaroni doesn't usually take the full 10 minutes like some other pasta does. I do want it al dente as well. I don't want that macaroni to be soft, because I will be putting the rest of it in the fridge afterwards to warm up for husband for when he gets home from work. After I finished that shopping haul that I did with you last night, that's just going up today, it was about 20 to 10 when I started filming that. I think it was about 10 past 10 when my husband finally got home from work. There'd been some really bad accidents on the M6, so there were massive delays on the M6. By the time he got off the M6 onto some other road, there'd been another accident. A very bad accident that had been closed for about 5 hours, 6 hours maybe. I think it may have been closed longer than that, but by the time my husband got home it had already been closed like about 6 hours. And I just got off that road onto the roundabout to turn off to come home, and there'd been a really bad accident on there as well. So everywhere he was just getting diverted and diverted and diverted through all the towns. It was just, took him ages to get home. So I pray the people in the accidents, pray for them, because it's awful, isn't it? Absolutely awful. So yeah, it was about 10 past 10 when my husband, I think, got home last night. He was absolutely shattered. So he just had his chilli, jacket potato, and he just went straight to bed, exhausted. I think I was up till about midnight trying to get the afternoon's video, the baking video, uploaded. That took all night to do. Well, I ended up leaving it, and when I got this morning it had done it, thankfully, before the battery on my computer had died. So as you can see, these are quite well cooked now. I think you can see, I hope you can pick that up on the camera, but these are quite well cooked and crispy now. So what I'm going to do, don't like to use the kitchen towel very often, but for this I will do. So we've got some kitchen towel here just to drain off that excess fat. What's in this pan now I'm going to use for the passata. So I'll just put that to one side for now. Where can I put that where it's nice and safe? I'll put that over there. So turn this down because I'm just warming through now, I'm not actually cooking. So we're going to just grab this passata. It's a 500 gram tub. I don't think you need the whole tub, to be honest. I think you're only going to probably need like half of it. I'm just grabbing my scissors. I'm just going to see, because I don't really want to use all of it if I don't need to. I can put the rest with some pasta, can't I, for the meal? Because this really is just the drizzling on top of the dish. Yeah, I'm going to put the other half of this in the fridge. So that reduces the cost even more, because that's going to be used with some pasta, I think. I'll do some batch cooking and make a freezer meal. So I'm just putting this passata in here, tomato sauce if you're in America. And then I'm just going to add a sprinkling. I'll do it in my hand first because I don't like too much. I'm a lightweight when it comes to spices. So just, that should be enough. I'm just going to put, I love coriander. I know a lot of people do not like coriander. It's a bit like Marmite, isn't it? You either love it or you hate it. Again, about a sprinkling. I don't know, maybe a tiny bit more. I'd say half a teaspoon maybe. And then, it looks outside like it's going to rain. I'm glad I didn't have any washing to dry today. We're going to put a generous amount of, I'll just say about 2 teaspoons of garlic, maybe, a teaspoon and a half. Nearly down to the bottom of that. Now I'm going to put some more in there, put away. And do you know what? I know it doesn't say it on the recipe, but I think I might just put some black pepper in that as well. Be better tasting it first, so let's have a go. Let me see if it needs a bit of black pepper. Not that much, do I? Actually, I think now, the recipe calls 2 tablespoons of vinegar. I will not be able to eat this sauce if there's 2 tablespoons of vinegar, I assure you. You put in as much or as little as you like. I'm literally going to put a dash in. I bet that was only a teaspoon. That's the great thing about this recipe. You can just make it your own to the flavours you like. And that's why I love recipes like this. You don't have to strictly stick to a recipe, a written recipe. I have got a clean spoon. The other one's gone in the sink. This is way too... I find tomato sauce is very strong and sometimes very bitter. And I do sometimes put sugar in to balance the acid out. Oh no, that's really nice, that. That vinegar's actually helped. Pop that in the sink, so I don't need anything else in there. If you taste as you go along, you want to add a bit of sugar to it to balance that acid out, please do. So, I'm going to turn that off now because the residual heat of the hob will keep that warm. So I think now it's time to pop the macaroni in because I've only got 4 minutes left on the rice. So we can just grab, just loosen that off the bottom of the pan. We don't want any sticking, do we? So that's the macaroni. The lentils are warming through, the chickpeas are warming through, although they don't need to be. If you're using a can of chickpeas, they don't need to be warmed through. That's just personal preference. And I think I've remembered everything, just looking at my list. So I'll put them out of the way now. So what I'm going to do, friends, is I'm going to come back to you once the pasta and the rice is done, and then you can see me dishing it up. So I'll be back in a more. Hi friends. Right, the macaroni. I realised I put the lid on the macaroni, didn't I? So as soon as I stopped filming before I took the lid off, what was the silly thing to do? So I'm just going to drain this macaroni. It's still got a bit of a bite to it, which is what I prefer. I don't like it soft. I don't like it soft and soggy. So I'm just draining this pasta now. I can get those last stubborn bits out. Bear with. There's always one or two left in the pan that won't come out, isn't there? There we go. Let's pop a bit of water in there. So, if the rice should be cooked now, should be cooked to perfection. So I'm just going to pop the cooked macaroni just in this little dish for a moment. Oh my gosh, there's dishes everywhere. The kitchen is a right mess now. Right, let me just check that pasta to see. Oh wow. Right, show you that, guys. Absolutely cooked to perfection. Look at that, beautiful. So we're going to put, I will just move the camera a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. You see that? Yeah. Right, so I should have cleaned all this up while I was waiting for the macaroni, shouldn't I? But I was trying to get all my pictures and videos off my phone onto an SD card because I'm having problems. But it's not as straightforward as I thought it was going to be. I kept saying it can't do it for some unknown reason. So I was playing with that while I was waiting for the macaroni. Never mind. So we're just going to pop the rice in this dish. It's lovely, is that? Oh, look at that. There we go. Just pop that back in there for now, and then I'll clean everything up after. Oh, I'd forgotten I'd put that back on just to warm through, hadn't I? Right. Wondered what was bubbling then. So then I'm going to pop the lentils. Still on. There we go. I don't have enough room in this kitchen. I just don't pop the trying to put the sink board down so I can just shove it on there. So we're just going to, should be using my pot holder really, it's a bit easier to handle. Right, these lovely warm lentils are going to go in with the rice. Hope you can see what I'm doing, guys. Don't want to cover you up. And we just stir that in. This is a great pantry meal. Lovely sticky rice. Absolutely brilliant. all you're going to do, I'll put it in a dish, plate, whatever you want. All you're going to do is pop as much as you like in a dish. I'll not put any more than that in for now because I'm only trying it for camera purposes, so probably just take enough out for a taste. But you'd fill your dish, a nice filling meal. Just pop a little bit of pasta in. I'm only doing it as for taste purposes for you guys. So then you're going to grab your chickpeas. Warm or cold, it really doesn't matter. And you're just going to put your chickpeas on. Obviously, you're going to have a full serving, not just a taste like mine. You're going to pop some of this wonderful sauce on. And where's my onions? My crispy onions over the top. There you go. You've got your rice and your lentils, your macaroni, your chickpeas, your fried onions, and that lovely sauce that you've made with the passata. So I'll just get myself a fork. This is so filling. You could also have some salad with this if you wanted. Stretch it out a bit more and serve 6 with it. Just have some onion with it. That onion makes all the difference. That is such a tasty tea. It really, really is. Or a supper, or a dinner, whatever you call it. A main meal. It's so full of flavour. So full of protein. You've also got your carbs as well. I think the only thing I'd add to that to serve it would be a sprinkling of black pepper over the top to serve. But it needs nothing. That, I hope you really like it. I'll list the ingredients below so you can just copy and paste it and put it on a recipe file, or print it out and put it in your recipe folder, or however you store your recipes. But for less than £3, you're generously feeding 4 people there. I mean, this is a big bowl of rice and lentils. That is a big dish. And could be easily warmed up just in the microwave. So once that's cooled down, I'll pop it all in the fridge, serve it up for hubby later, and just warm it up in the microwave for him. The macaroni will keep till the day after. If you put it in the fridge and then just warm it through after, it'll be fine. It's one of those you can put away and serve up later if you want to make it up earlier in the day because you have things to get on with. But that's a fabulous meal. It really, really is. So yeah, less than £3 and you've got a really good meal there. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Hope to find you all well. I'll try and get another video out to you for Saturday if I can. I'll get this uploaded and try and get this out to you today, Friday. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up. Please share. Please subscribe, and let's get this channel growing. So we've got a good community of frugal people all sharing recipe ideas and just having that support for one another in these difficult times. So yeah, thumbs up, subscribe and share. Thanks ever so much, guys. Love you loads. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.